Hi Aquarius, thank you so much for tuning into your July reading with me, Lorien. It's an absolute pleasure to bring you these readings every month and every week. And this month we're going to be using Taramuka by Los Carabello. And we are going to be doing a general reading for Aquarius sun, moon and rising sign. So if you want to have a look at the different aspects of your astrological chart, do check out those signs as well. But also if you want to check out your love aspects and the energies that are affecting you that way, check out your Venus, because sometimes that actually makes more sense than the rest of it. And these are general because I don't do romance, career or specific areas. I just pick up on the energies that could affect either or all of those. If you do want a private reading with me though, absolutely feel free to go on the link below, see what the readings I offer. They're all in individual little sections, and if you want to become a patron of mine and support the channel, I'll leave that information down below for you as well, and you can get additional things just as a thank you for supporting me every month. I really do appreciate it. So let's see what's coming up for Aquarius in the month of July. Everything's falling off. The one word that came to mind just then was sensitivity. So maybe a few of you are actually going to be, like the antenna of, I always see like psychic people or empaths with a little bit of an antenna. And I think that you're kind of higher vibration, bringing in other people's sensitivity. You're going to be uber aware of what other people are feeling, thinking, about to do, which is really good, to be honest, because it'll help you. Alright, let's see. Okay, so we have the Page of Swords, the World, wow, the Lovers, oh, the Five of Pentacles, and then beneath here we have the Three of Pentacles. Okay, so let's see what's coming through for you all. Yeah, very sensitive. Making a decision as well. Okay, but somebody's going to realize that you are sensitive this month, and I think that's basically, it's going to be a little bit of a gut punch potentially, because they seem to be understanding that they can manipulate you a little bit, or they can make you feel sorry for them, or they can make you go, wow, 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 please, please help me, blah, blah, blah. Please don't do this, and guilt tripping you, basically, making you feel quite guilty that you've decided against doing something. I do feel this is to do with somebody with their child. So for some of you, it may be that you told me you'd babysit and now you can't do this and blah, 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 because something came up for you personally or professionally that you can't do it anymore. Or it could be something that they want your help but you can't do it. Just something that seems to be to do with somebody, a mother or father of a child, who seems to be very practiced in the art of guilt tripping. Now it could be that you said that you'd cover for somebody at work or something, or that you can't, and they're desperately trying to get you to do it. I don't know what it is. It just feels as though there's too much happening, and this is towards the end of the month, towards the end of July. So if you have any plans, make sure that you start them and cement them in the beginning of July, so you can't be guilt trip saying you've changed your mind at the last second, because that won't help anybody. That just will not help anybody. But I do think that you're kind of laying the foundations and making sure that you can see what is coming through to you. This can sometimes also make sure that you're what's it called? That you're not too rigid in planning. That you're not too kind of to the letter. You do need some room for maneuver. But I also feel this could be some delayed news. So you could be waiting. You could be kind of like, it's been ages, why hasn't this person contacted me? So you could be kind of waiting on somebody to, before you can make those plans, before you can make those changes. But I do think this is coming through for you in any case. This is quite a curious and energetic sense of, this particular card. And I do feel as though you may be trying to meditate here, because it's a mental. It's almost like you're reasoning with yourself. You may be thinking, I'm going over some plans that you've had. It could be for travel, it could be for work, business, things like that. So I do think that you're going to be moving towards something quite, more positive in that way. But it does feel as though there's so much more to come for you here. And you've got the world, which is a cycle coming to a close. So this, to me, really does feel as though you're kind of seeing the bigger picture, you're seeing where you've come, you're kind of shutting it down a little bit. And I feel like there's something that you're kind of achieving here with a great sense of well-being. It's almost as though you're unfurling into a new self. Like you have so many aspects of yourself, and when that news does come, may come in, beginning of July, you actually feel as though you have the final piece of the puzzle to work towards something. I do feel this is a discovery as well. This is something to do with the discovery. You may actually find something out about yourself or somebody else that allows you to work something differently, or a new way of working that really frees up some time. And it could be a very strange way that you discover, like, oh, I can do it this way, and that'll help me. Because, don't rule anything out. It could be something that you kind of go, well, maybe it didn't work that way, but I'm going to do it this way. And people may look at you and go, what are you doing? Why are you doing this method? Why are you doing it that way? Why is your solution to this problem this way? And to be honest, you are the inventors, you are the free thinkers, and people should not be surprised that you are doing this, Aquarius. So, I mean, it could be anything. It could be how you approach a love problem, how you approach being single, how you approach an issue with a family member or career or something like that. But it just seemed like you're going to have something very unique to come through. Now, that's not the traditional sense of the world in tarot at all. The world means something completely different. But this is what they're telling me when they look at this. It's like all eyes are on you and they're going, what are you talking about? What are you doing? So yeah, I would say that there's a lot of positivity coming from that, to be honest. It's not anything that I think you have to worry too much about. I do think that you're maybe going to draw some attention for it, but it just feels like there's so much more to come from that in general, really. And then you have the Lover's card. Now, this is not the wonderful little thing that a lot of people do imagine for the Lover's card, because obviously we've got fire, we've got the snake, we've got Eden, and this very looming angel. And also he seems to be pulling on her reins, he seems to be holding her back. So I think they're saying, don't let anybody else hold you back this month. It all requires balance, and it all requires mutual understanding. So if you feel that somebody's just being pig-headed and not, again, this person, could be this person, who's saying, please don't do this, you told me blah blah blah, please stay, or don't do that, it'll take you away from me, or don't do that, you need to do this for me instead. They're trying to pull you back, but the Lover's card is not necessarily about love, it's about partnership, and it's about the understanding of the balance within yourself. So if somebody's very much kind of whining at you, because you are actually going to get some recognition this month. Three of Pentacles is all about recognition of your work, of your efforts, of your ideas, of your personality, your well-being, and your money coming up. So if you want to work on yourself and if you want to work on projects, the last thing you need is somebody whining at you because you're suddenly spending more time on yourself. And this is basically something that you need to kind of address. And it may be the idea that you get here that allows you to address this in a unique and different way, and maybe a way that doesn't offend people. Not that you should really be worried about that, because they're the ones that's causing the trouble, but it could be something that really does come through and you're kind of struggling to see how you could politely let this person down, because you've waited a long time for this opportunity. You've waited so long, you've gestated, you've worked on it, you've looked inside, and now it's basically people trying to pull you back when they see that you're about to fly. Don't let them do that. You can fly however high you want, however far you want. Do not let them pull you back. Right, so I'm just going to shuffle these and we'll choose it blind, so I apologise if I fumble. What does Aquarius need to do for July 17? So they just put Degaz in my head, but I don't know whether I'll have Degaz. No, this is not Degaz. This is Thurisaz. Or Thui. I honestly don't know the alphabet in you know, the Norse thing. This is self-discipline, so this makes sense. And this is medication as well. This is study, so this is making sure that you take everything you need and that you're not being too, you know, up and down and too frazzled about things, so you are pacing yourself. But when they put Degaz in my head, which is kind of like the two, like if you turn it on its side, it will look like an egg timer kind of thing. This is basically a breakthrough. This is an awakening for you. And the main thing with Degaz for me is always about planning. So it's kind of like being aware of your plans and being aware of that. And this is, again, self-discipline. So it's kind of like you're studying the plan and you're making sure that you're aware of how your attention to detail and your discipline in this is going to potentially change the course. It's definitely something that I think you have worked far too long on, but your dedication to it, you know, far too long without reward, but your dedication to it is definitely seeing you through now. You've got new ideas, you've got new energy. The last thing you need is somebody making you feel guilty for having that energy and for having that opportunity. So if you can, block them out and imagine a mirror kind of reflecting stuff back against them. So I do think that that's very positive for you. But let me know in the comments below if anything is happening for you this July. Are you planning on doing anything new? Are you needing to buckle down for studies or anything? As always, I do love hearing from you, so do let me know if there's anything that's coming up for you this month. I do also love your likes and subscribes and shares. Thank you so much for interacting with me that way. And again, I really look forward to seeing what's coming through for you in August. But in the meantime, if you do want a personal reading from me with some questions about your own energies and what's coming up for you, the link below to my website, readings page, everything on there, as well as all the information down below, is to connect with me on Patreon. But I will love you and leave you for now, dear Aquarius. I do think that there's a lot to come and there's a lot happening, but I do hope that this month is very calm for you despite the people around you. Take care of yourself and I'll speak to you soon.